The other day, we took a short trip up in Clifford to Willowbank Wildlife Reserve, located just to the north of the city, quite close to the Antarctic Centre and the airport. So come with us as we explore everything Willowbank has to offer. What's at the Wildlife Reserve? Why should you go? What draws people to it? You've got three main sections of animals: native Kiwi animals, introduced animals such as like deer, and then also farmyard animals. There is like an exotic section. It is smaller exotic animals, if that makes sense. You're not going to see giraffes. In regards to pricing at Willowbank, it's actually only $34.50 per adult. I think kids were something like $10 to $15, and I'm pretty sure there's a family pass that's like $90 for 2 adults, 2 children. When you first enter into the park, you're greeted straight in front of you with the eels. Now, these eels, or tuna, are huge. Some of them look massive. Now, we visited in Hokitika. I think it's the National Kiwi Centre, or no, it's not National Kiwi Centre, and in there they've got 90 to 100-year-old eels. And the female eels, when they get old, they start to turn grey. And some of the ones in the park at Willowbank, they were starting to turn grey. So they've got some old eels in there. When you think you've looked at the eels for enough, there's a big like boardwalk area that goes round through, past some deer, past a load of different birds, including these really curly like haired geese. I can't remember the exact name of them. Sebastian something along those lines. It's great because you follow the path round, but it's all in nature. The path just winds through all these trees and different plants that are local. So you keep following the path round, you get attacked by the China geese. There's wallabies, there's like little what are they called? Terrapins, that's the one. Terrapins chilling out, and you just keep making your way through. You can kind of take as long as you want. You're not being pushed through. But this first section is mostly just introduce stuff to New Zealand, so some of it is like the pests that they're trying to get rid of. The next section is the farmyard section, so this is all of the stuff that the Europeans brought over to do their farming. So your giant like Shire horses, pigs, chickens, all that sort of stuff. There were a couple of cows. There were a couple of cows as well. Donkeys, alpacas. Not really sure how they got here or who bought alpacas. And llamas as well. There were so many little chicks that they had in these little incubator things all around. And they had one section where you sort of followed round, and as you went into each box, there were like different stages of growth of these chicks. And then when you're done walking through, saying hello to all of these farmyard animals, you head into the New Zealand native section. This is probably my favourite section because I really like the New Zealand wildlife and the birds especially. There were kea. There was probably 10 to 15 kea in this enclosure, which is by far the most I've ever seen in one place at a time. We got there just after they started to be fed, and there was a giant ice block sort of inside it, that was hanging from the ceiling that they were having to grab at and get, and that was good fun. The more you looked, the more you saw, because they really do blend in with the trees. They're very cheeky birds in the wild, but they were actually seemingly quite well behaved. They did come up and say hello. They got fairly close. One of them, when I was filming it, was coming extraordinarily close, and I was like, I'm just going to stand up because I know you're cheeky and you like to steal stuff, and I don't know if I've accidentally dropped something or whatever. Let me make sure you don't take anything you don't need. But alongside the kea, there's a takahe, which is a really, really rare, like giant big blue bird. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it. I think it was hiding away at the back of the enclosure somewhere when we were there. There's karurus, there's moorpork, which is this like owl type of thing, I think. And then, of course, there are kiwi. The kiwi are kept in like an inverse day-night cycle. This means you're able to go in, visit, and see them scratching around. I say see, it's very dark. They've got like very low red lights in there, so you can kind of make them out, but you can definitely hear them before you see them. So yeah, there's a huge range of animals to see. There's even like capybara, which is another random one that I don't know how it got to New Zealand. It's a very strange sort of inclusion, but for the price, there's a lot of stuff to see. There's of course a cafe and a gift shop, so if you want to get stuff like that, but you can also get up close and personal to a lot of the wildlife, especially in the farmyard section. Like, a lot of the farmyard animals you are allowed to sort of give a little stroke to and say hi to. Obviously, the more native and wild animals you're not. All in all, though, it's a great day out. Maybe not a full day, but a good half day out to go and have a look, get to know some New Zealand wildlife. If you first land in Christchurch and you're not necessarily sure what to do, it might be a great spot to go, spend half a day, and then maybe head into the city to have some food, do some bits like that. But it will get you up to speed with a lot of the native wildlife. That's it for a little blog about the Willowbank Wildlife Reserve. Hope you've enjoyed, and coming up in the future, we might have visited a Lord of the Rings location. Here's a quick sneak peek as to where it might have been. Let us know in the comments if you know.